So shout out to you guys. Let me go here so I can make sure that I can see everybody in the chat, because if I don't today, because I'm drinking wine today, y'all, this can go all south if I don't say hey to everybody now. So let me slow me up. All right, there we go. Let me get back up. Hey, Stan. I see Stan. Hey, Darlene. Hey, Rock. Good afternoon. Greg. Hey, Greg. Shout out to Greg. It's never chilly when you got that fire, Greg. What's up, Mike? Mike, I had to leave the crowdcast earlier. Our Patreon has Gavin going on right now. Let's see, who else did I miss? Of course, Bosa's in the background, chilling in the background. And we have, who's a lot of chat. Chip, Ken. Hey, Chip, Ken. All right. If I missed anybody, I'm so sorry. But we're going to go ahead and kick it to the intro. Like I said, if you guys can share this out, some of the information that I'll share definitely is going to help someone. Hey, Shane. How are you? Shane and Ken, y'all should have a surprise if y'all don't get it today or by Monday. I have a note in there. Y'all supposed to been have it. Y'all know what it is. It's so funny. I was driving my car the other day and it was sitting still in the back of my trunk, but I went into the post office immediately to send it to y'all. Holly, hey, beautiful. Hike. Congrats on the clutch. Congrats on everybody who's had their first clutches this year, and I hope that they all healthy. I'm having nightmares about mine already. Lord Jesus, have mercy. I go and look at them every single day. I don't know if I should do this or should do that. I'm driving myself crazy, so I'm trying to just leave them alone. I haven't opened up the incubator at all, although I'm seeing videos saying that I should, to check to make sure the eggs are not this and not that. So I just look. But I'll ask Pike, because Pike is always give me the right guidance. So we're going to go ahead and kick it on to our intro video, and we'll be right back with my guest, and we'll get right to the story. Stay tuned. All right. So let me bring them on. My first person I'm bringing on, her name is Carrie. And we're going to add Carrie to the stream. Carrie, say hi to everybody.
Hi.
Then we're going to bring on this wonderful man. And when I say wonderful, I mean wonderful, Ali.
Hi guys. How y'all doing?
I am good.
All right.
Where's my, hold on. I see your eyes. Pretty brown eyes. Hey, Tareen.
Hey, Nicole.
We got, wait, Tareen, you got to flip your phone. So you square. So we equal.
Okay, I'm sorry. Hold on.
No, you good.
Wait, about
You was doing it. You was doing it. You was doing it. Keep coming. Keep coming. You just got to do a whole 360.
One more time. Wait.
Oh, damn.
Oh, great.
That's over the line. One more time to that way. One more time that way. There you go. There you go. There you go. Nope. That's weird.
Maybe the phone don't.
You good, sis. You good. All right. Hey, TJ. Hey, Elias. Hi, Brittany. Brittany, if they do, they don't use them. Let me tell you that. I've never seen either one of them on there. But so guys, more people may join on as we go, and I'll bring them on. I can see Heather is on. She's just not on the screen yet. But basically, who you're looking at is a very small portion of the executive team that I used to manage in property management that I retired from. So for those of you who don't know, August 10th, I decided that I was leaving property management after almost 27 years, almost 30 years in property management. How old is Jada? 25. So yeah, so almost 30 years in property management. Mm-hmm. And to come and do this full time, which was always a lifelong dream for me. And we say that, right? A lot of us say we want to do this full time, but it's not the same for everyone. I brought these people on because I felt that when I made the decision, they were the most impacted. They were the most who didn't really have a say in it. I think Carrie was the only one that I kind of even gave a prerequisite to, because Carrie is tough. And I needed someone a little tough to prepare me to go to the ones like that one down in the corner that I knew wasn't going to be so tough with it. But in the process of deciding whether you're going to do this full time or not, right? You have to think about a lot of people. And my decision impacted a lot of lives, and a lot of change happened when I decided to leave the company I was with. Wonderful company. I would say this: if it wasn't for the people here, and if it wasn't for what those companies invested into my life and my family's life along the years, I would not have been able to comfortably make that decision and not be stressing about an economy like a lot of people are. I was positioned to have older children. That was a plus because I'm not paying daycare anymore. I was positioned to have the size home that I designed to have for these animals at some point, and extra rooms and extra areas for them. What I wasn't positioned for, though, is in my decision making, everybody on this phone knew that within 5 years, I was going to not be working anymore and I was going to retire. My goal was to be retired by 55, regardless of what I was doing, whether I was doing property management or if I was a stripper. I was not going to be doing it after 55. I knew that. I made investments along the way to kind of protect my future, and a lot of money. Although we did a lot of traveling, I spent a lot of money. We did nice things. I like nice things. Along the way, we did not blow money, if that makes sense. So I didn't really spend money on like crazy, like on animals until 2018, 2019. And that's when these people first started hearing me talk about, hey, I'm doing this with the reptiles. This is my plan. But the plan was never to leave them in 2022. We never talked about that. And that was the tough part. Hey, Keisha. So when I think about all of this, I remember saying to Carrie, when all of this happened, this goal board. So in the beginning of January 2022, my boss, who was the VP, had us do goal boards. She had all of her regionals do goal boards. And this was my goal board. And there are so many you guys can't see here, but I quoted them to Carrie. It was so many things on my vision board. It wasn't a goal board. It was a vision board. This was my vision for 2022. It started off with renew. And everything on there was about change, accepting it, elevating, paying off this debt, having this truck paid off, taking this trip, focusing more, investing more in the reptiles. All of this was on here. What never occurred to me that was on here was something that stuck out bigger than anything. And it's right here, y'all. It said, jump into your dreams. And when we read all of these things, and Carrie, I don't know if you remember when I was going off that day about my vision board, when I was telling you, Carrie, it was meant to be, it was meant to be.
Yep.
Because of all these words. Even some of the biblical quotes on here was about persevering through change, taking the leap, jumping forward, moving forward, embracing your future, like all of that kind of stuff. It was really weird. So I knew that when this happened, my decision was made. So what happened, guys, was my team know I was only working for one vice president after 2018. When I just took over this portfolio, I came back to the person who was my regional manager when I was a property manager. And she had became my area vice president when I became a regional manager. I worked for a couple VPs. This company was my last leg of property management. My first company I have been with for pretty much up from early 2000 to or late 90s to what was that? 2014. And then that's when I ended up with the company that I retired from, which was a great decision for me. Because it set me up for my future. And sometimes, guys, you don't understand God's plan. You just got to let God do what he's doing. Even us being in Fort Washington was not ever supposed to exist. My husband had to give up his job when I decided to when I got a promotion to come down here. And it was a crazy promotion. All of that stuff that I looked onto, it was all a part of this plan. Because that's how I ended up buying this house and all of that. But when you make a decision to say, I'm going to do something such grand, other people are impacted. So I kind of wanted to share, hey, bro, I kind of wanted to share that process. So I'll start with the day that my boss told me, right, that she was going to Florida. Now, under other circumstances, Tareen, that would have been perfect for me, right? I always wanted to go south, but Florida don't allow retics and berms, y'all. So my lifelong decisions are surrounded around my animals. Yes. And had I went to Florida, let me tell you, my salary wouldn't have changed. So I still would have been getting Southern Maryland salaries in Florida. It would have been a come up. It would have been a come up. But I couldn't take these animals that I love so much. So when people say they love their animals, I say how much, because I have made life decisions based on mine. So we don't love the same. So I always like to see, like, where are you at? Because some people's love is different from mine. So my animals are like family. They are impactful in my decision making. So Florida was out. It would have been perfect because most of my friends in the reptile community, y'all, are in Florida. Like most of them are in Florida. I would have loved, Carrie, we the beach girl. I love blue waters. I love white sand. That would have been a great way to do it without leaving, but that didn't happen. What I did know, and I will never forget the day when we was called into a conference call to be advised by my boss that she was relocating and that, they was restructuring her area. Right then and there, ping, retirement. That's how it worked, y'all. Instantly. My face said it. The people who was on the call looked at me. My boss called me immediately after that. And she said, you're leaving. I said, yes, ma'am. I had to reach out to our company attorney because I needed to find out about, certain things that was involved in my finances. And once I got those numbers, it was confirmed. I think it was a week later. I think I went on vacation, Carrie, and then I had to come back and tell y'all. Yeah, I think it was a week. Laurel gave her announcement.
Yeah, it wasn't that long after.
It wasn't that long. Mm-hmm. So I think on that Thursday, I called Carrie before the Monday that I was going to ride around to all the areas and tell each.
First of all, can you say that? Can you just say that? Can you just remember that day that you had that meeting, you just disappeared and you was like, I'm off for the rest of the day. And I said, oh my God, what's going on? She never just leave like that.
Yeah, so my day was done. So Ali, look, my day was done. What happened was my boss had this call. First of all, she said it had to be at 2:00. It was 2:00 when she had this call. By 2:30, I had told my team, I'm gone. I'm done for the day. That was embarrassing.
Okay.
I'm not sure if I was totally with y'all on Friday. I think I wasn't here again until that Monday.
No, something was wrong.
Something was wrong. So that Monday, I had to pump myself up. So at this point, me and my husband, I talked to my husband. That was the first person, y'all, who had to buy into this, because if none of this shit worked, it's all on y'all. So the first thing I kept saying to Carrie, I said, well, worst case scenario, I'm gonna be a housewife finally.
Right.
That was goals for me. I don't know about all this girl empowerment, woman empowerment. Yes. Let me say this without being too detailed. The people on this phone make more money than the average people. So that just to tell you how much money I make. Okay. They are not broke people on the phone. That's it. So when people say I want to grow and make 6 figures, so I'm just saying. So y'all got to understand that I wasn't broke either, right? So for someone to come home to tell your husband, well, babe, here, time has come.
He got me strong.
I'm done. And I'm sure in the back of his head, he had to think, bitch, do you know how much money you got? But he never said anything. He said, I saw it coming, baby. I support you. Do what you want to do. And that's all I needed to hear. Up until the day I had to go and tell these people. I would say, yes. Twain and Rayana is not on. Rayana took it absolutely the hardest, which was the one that, y'all, as a boss, I was probably the hardest on, I felt like. As a direct report. Rayana got the blues for me because I always wanted my people to be better, y'all. I always wanted my people to be great. In the same thing in the reptile community, y'all, in the same way. I want y'all to be great without negativity or anything. And this people would tell you, one thing I didn't do was wrong. That was the one thing. I don't care what it was, what the story was. Get to it. Give me the facts and not feelings. That was my line. Give me the facts and not feelings under all circumstances. And so even now, I'm the same way. Being in this role, I dealt with a lot of men like Ali. Ali is from Sierra Leone. So, of course, you know, most of our kings from Africa, they're not used to women in power, right? Unless they diplomats or something like that. But I was able to work with people like Ali and so many people who gave that value in life for me, not just work. Like these were people that I showed up for. We worked through COVID, y'all. Like this was the front lines. These was the people that when we was tucked away at our homes, they were still out there. Although my teams was the first to shut their doors because I was like, we're closing doors. I don't care what nobody else doing. My team closing doors. If I can't justify Carrie dying from COVID to her family, they close the doors. All right, and that was it. We were the first to do it. And then everybody else kind of like followed suit. So we go through COVID together, and this is a big part of the story because I don't think, y'all, if COVID didn't happen, I probably still would have been here another 5 years. But COVID changed property management for me. And it wasn't you guys. These guys were amazing throughout. In fact, if it wasn't for them. So, Carrie, tell the story about when you thought that COVID didn't affect me. I didn't understand how hard work was. You know, just tell it as much as you can. And then
my breakdown?
Yes.
My breakdown. So I had a breakdown. So basically, during COVID, it was a lot. It was a lot that, you know, in addition to the fear of COVID, I have babies, I have a family, and then I'm coming to work and the stress of what's going on. It was a lot. And a lot of things changed. The residents changed, the temperaments changed, the policies change every second. We had a call every day about a change with the policy, and it was overwhelming. Like,
you're having a call at 10. Okay, y'all can have another call at 1. All right, another call at 5.
I mean, employees will show up. Maybe I may get COVID. You might be with 1 or 2 people trying to manage the entire property. It was stressful. I think that was one of the most stressful times in my life, my career. And every day I'm getting up, trucking it along, saying my prayer, trying to get the strength to go through the next day and trying to keep it together. And as a manager, you have to put aside how you feel and try to be strong because you have to support your team. You have residents that's relying on you. But a lot of times you're going through it. You're breaking on the inside. So I went through a lot of those days. It came one point that I had a breakdown, literally. And I remember, I don't remember how, I think Nicole came to the site that day for something. And I said, today I'm gonna quit my job. I'm quit today. I'm done. So
she came just to hide out or something, just to go upstairs or something.
She went upstairs, really. And I said to me, this is a godsend, because she just show up and it just happened to be a day that I just need to get this off my chest. So I remember sitting down with her and I literally was bawling my eyes out. I literally was just sobbing, snot, I was just a mess. And I remember just saying, like, well, I'm going through this and I'm going through that, and you don't understand how I feel because it's so much stress. And I remember her saying, you don't know, I go through the same thing. And I'm like, when do you go through the same thing? I don't see you go through the same. She's like, I go through the same thing. And we literally sat there and we had a conversation. I don't know how long we sat there, but we had a conversation for...
It was about an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Yeah, it was a nice long conversation. I mean, to the point where that was the most vulnerable. I mean, Nicole is always honest and transparent, but I mean, she went deep, personal, she became so vulnerable with me. We was able to kind of connect on a lot of things, like, I'm married, she's married, some of the challenges I was going through at the time, just the stress, raising kids, she's raised kids and how it impacted me while I was going through COVID. She was able to relate a lot with what I was going through, and she was able to be vulnerable with me. So it literally changed my perception. I still told her I'm leaving, I'm quitting. But she said, you know what, think about it. Think about it. And, she checked in with me the next day, and I literally reconsidered my decision. But a lot of it had to do with her being vulnerable, me being able to relate to the fact that she looks so strong most times. Like, you see her and you don't think she's going through what she's going through, and she was able to relate to what I was going through and make me see how I'm going through the same thing. It's hard for me too, but at the same time, we got this. We're gonna get through it or whatever. And it really restored my faith, I would say, in my situation, in my career. Then she made adjustments after that. It wasn't just that we had that conversation, but any type of consideration she can make, adjustment. If she said, okay, you want to work from home today just to get yourself together, you can work from home. You want to, you got to take a second and leave, just leave. Take a second, go get your nails done and come back. If you take a second. Yeah, she did. She was like, get up, get out of it. I mean, because we work hard. Like, it wasn't, Nicole is not the type of person where you're not going to work for if you don't do your job.
Right, exactly.
So it wasn't trusted us enough to know that we was doing our job, but at the same time, she was vulnerable. She was considerate enough, and she became vulnerable enough so I can relate. But at the same time, she made the adjustments that was necessary. And I'm here today. I'm still with the company today because of that. And it really was, and I say it all the time, because of that conversation I had with her, but also the things that she did after. She listened. She didn't just sit there and listen. She took it and she applied it, and she was considerate. And it was like she would call and say, "How are you today?" The first thing she would say when you ask her before she give you something, "How you feeling? How are you? How you doing? You okay?" And then she goes into so I really appreciated that. So that was the story.
Yeah. So I think that in relation to the reptile world, a lot of people don't understand my strength, right? Like, so I don't back down from anything. So this is a multi-billion-dollar company we work for. And Carrie, I was so pleased to see, because I still watch the websites, that the additional holidays that we fought for so long, even after I left, right? So one of the things I used to always say to my team, and I say to anybody, when I say I love you and I ride for you, trust me. I ain't gonna say a whole lot. Like, so when Carrie talked about that, when I would come, and I used to always make sure it looked like everything was okay. There were days that I would sit, and Tareen probably saw me frustrated more, because when I did go to an actual office, my office was upstairs from hers. But I would have to sit in the car let's have a little pep talk with myself, listen to some DMX, some Eminem, and some melodies from heaven before I walked into my office to get myself together, because what I didn't want is my pressures to be put on my people, because y'all was kicking ass still. Y'all was still making it happen. And so the only thing that I could think to do when I had that conversation was, Carrie, is I wrote everything that Carrie said down, right? So this is why, y'all, I believe in communication. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't believe in going on social media and bashing people and stuff like that. I believe that if you really want to resolve an issue with an individual, you have a conversation with the individual. You learn so much. So what I wrote down was everything that Carrie had said. And I'm like, some of the things, I'm like, really? Do they really think I'm that strong that I don't break under these circumstances? I mean, people are done. At that particular point, Brent had already passed away. That whole Brent thing had me almost needing counseling. So, like, for me to be able to make y'all think, or make y'all feel, or make it appear that everything was wonderful, it wasn't. But in my decision making to say this stuff had to go, I knew y'all would be okay. But I knew I was at my end. And so when I say that it was God, Laurel, hey, mama. Laurel's change put forth motion on everything that was on my vision board. And so that day, I made the decision to follow my dreams. And that's where we are today. And through that, I'm not stressing y'all. So when people, I would say that if you're going to decide to do this full time, you have to make sure that you have some type of financial backing. For me, my company invested in me. So I had a partnership, and that was a distribution I used to get monthly, but I had no clue what my true partnership value was. And the company took really good care of me, and that's my cushion. So that's how I'm still able to buy custom enclosures and things like that. It's not impacting my husband's actual income, the snakes. And then eventually the snakes will make the revenue to, grow. But I don't have to feel like I have to make $100,000 year one, or $200,000, or $1 million by year 5. I don't feel like that. I feel like I'm doing what I love. I have the position to invest. Now, has some things changed? Absolutely. I'm not eating crabs at Mike's every day like I used to do. I used to be at Mike's consistently. Okay. Do we travel unnecessarily as much as we used to? We still travel, but not 4 times, to a island for 10 days. We might take shorter trips. But I will say that I hate that I had to leave behind over 100 people total in our portfolio, as far as my direct reports and the people who worked for them, and their direct reports. But if it's any part that I can't say I regret anything. Carrie always asks me that. Are you going to come back? No.
Are you coming back?
I'm never coming back. But I still always make sure that you guys are doing amazing. Like, I still have Jamal and people like that I kind of like touch bases with. And I still want the best. Thank you so much, Keisha. I still want the best for everybody in the company, because although there's people I don't miss, y'all know I keep it funky. There were people who only dealt with me because they had to, and they couldn't shut me down because you could not shut me down. I don't miss those people. But then there is so many people I do. Let me tell you one of them. The Morgans themselves, like the company that I work for, the people who owned it, y'all, I would say this to anybody. The owners of that company are phenomenal. Mm-hmm. They care about their people. And if they get direct communication of any change they need to make the culture better, they will do it. Mm-hmm. And I say to you all the time, Carrie, like, look, trust me. You just got to have the right person saying it. Because one thing is a regional manager, I used to always tell my team, my job was to speak for y'all. Don't you say it, let me say it. That was my favorite thing. Don't say it, I got this. Y'all let me make that phone call. Let me say it. Because that's my job. My job is not to be afraid. My job was not to create a place or a space for y'all that wasn't productive, especially if with me leaving. I had to feel good about the changes that were made up until the time that I left at that particular time, to make everything better for you guys. But I want to say that if it wasn't for you guys and your teams, none of this would be happening for me. And every single day. So that picture that y'all made for me, I don't know if y'all know it. I'm going to share it. So I think I got it in here. Yes, this one's on there. That sits in my reptile room over top of my ball pythons. And this means everything to me, because if it wasn't for all of these people, all of these moments, and just how y'all captured a little bit of everything. There was pictures of people who are no longer here on earth with us anymore in these photos. I don't know how y'all did this so perfectly, but y'all are with me every single day. Whenever I'm in my reptile room.
Don't cry.
Oh, I tell you all the time, like, I'm sorry. Like,
Don't cry.
all the time. Like, I'm so grateful. It's tears of gratefulness. Because y'all, that check that was cut to me to say, Nicole, go live your dreams wouldn't have been so big. If it wasn't for all the hard fucking work that y'all did for us every single day. We were award winning. We were still winning awards when I left. Thank y'all. Thank you. We were an award-winning team. We were a team that was exceptional. Like, whenever somebody would hear, the Tigers, they're not the average. They're the savage. That's how people, they knew us. We were powerful. Curry, you was powerful. Terrain, you was powerful. Ali, you was powerful. Ali, one of my favorite stories. You leaving the company, me and you bringing you back. Jim Becker called me. How did you do it? You speak for people. You speak for people. You tell the truth about people. I don't care what you think. If this person is what the hell they say they are, fire me. But you ain't gonna fire that person, because that person is super duper. And Ali, you come in the lighthouse. Like I tell Carrie, it's a come up. It's a come up. And I remember calling Carrie, telling Carrie, I think I got him, Carrie. I think he's gonna come back. We were praying. And when you said yes, listen, I used to say every time Ali, Lighthouse had never performed to those levels. Ever. I was told many a times that we could never. Loxy, I used to mess with Loxy all the time. Loxy was like, Nicole, we never can get these expenses in line. Who are you saying never to, Loxy? Tarina AJ, coming to roll and roll. Who are you saying never to? Like, y'all work for me. Like, we win. That's what we do. I was very bonus driven for y'all. Even so, that's another story. Me and Carrie ducked COVID. Poor Terrain had caught it about 3 or 4 times.
Oh, yes.
But Carrie was the only one on our teams who seemed to avoid it.
Yeah.
So my last week, the company sends me to Florida. I'm down there, I'm dancing on the beach, walking every morning.
Sending pictures, taking walks on the beach.
Right.
What's up?
The day I'm supposed to fly home, I call Carrie. I'm like, Carrie, they said I can't fly. I got COVID.
And she had a party. That day.
The private party was supposed to be that weekend. So that's why, we had to switch it. I'm sorry, y'all, who didn't make it. But I couldn't come to the party with COVID. So I said, Carrie, you don't let me get on the plane. She said, so what you gonna do? I said, I'm gonna drive home. She said, from Florida, with COVID, I said, I'm gonna go in here, I'm gonna take me a nap, and I'm driving home. I am not staying here another day. And she called me all the way up the road.
I don't know how she did it. I don't know how you did it. I really don't.
I was sick. I think it was on adrenaline. Like, I just wanted to get home. Greg, I just wanted to get home. But I will say, seriously, y'all with me every single day. And I tell my husband all the time, I can't wait for that life moment when I can come back and just take that team, those core people for an amazing day on a yacht somewhere, like just doing the stuff that we did, having a turn up together, and just give y'all a big thank you again. Like I felt like as a boss, I always showed my appreciation.
Yes, you did.
To you guys, even this, it was so weird this past holiday, not having a holiday. I didn't have to buy all these pocketbooks. I'm like, I'm forgetting something. They was like, my husband was like, you used to buy the girls.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? But y'all got all those years of pocketbooks to remember me,
Yeah, I still got my. I use it when I gotta go with the girls because it's big. It's a big one too. But yes, you do. We didn't get no pocketbooks this year, for the house. But it's okay. It's okay. I didn't get no pocketbooks. What? No, since you left,
I got y'all.
I ain't got no pocketbooks.
I got y'all. My girls was used to nice pocketbooks. I used to take pride. I used to watch colors and everything.
Yes. And going out, and we had a doing going out, sitting down, having at the restaurant, doing the act store, and I remember that.
Appreciating your people. That's in any business. If you don't appreciate your customers, if you don't appreciate the people. If you don't appreciate the people, like I tell people all the time, the people who work for me, I love them. So therefore, I never doubted y'all. Like it was certain shit you couldn't say about my people. Like they wasn't slouches, right? So none of them were slouches. We don't want to fail. We don't fail. We don't do that. So y'all were also always so driven. So when people came for my people,
Yeah, single game.
And that's the thing that
even up to today, I say this. I'd be like, if Nicole was here, that would not have. I would have happened. Okay, that would have slapped.
Was it Teresa? Girl, look.
But wait a minute, but everything was respectfully. It was per my list that when the one and you had to dig into somebody. Oh, what you're not gonna do is talk to my. I got this. I got it.
At the end of the day, I always say people say that they were boss. How people say I'm a boss. No, like I never wanted to be a boss, and you guys to always say that. If I had to be a boss or tell people what my title was, somebody was getting fired or a resident was getting put out. Like I just think that was so unnecessary for me to have to say who I am. In order to get you to be respectful to other people. Even now, like I demand respect, right? People should demand respect. You respect me, I respect you. If you disrespect me, you can disrespect me, but I can disrespect you at that particular point. It's fair game.
Yep.
One of the things I loved, and me and Curry used to fight, y'all, all the time. Was having an argument with Curry. First of all, her accent come out. Curry is a Trinidadian, and her accent will come out, y'all. So I would be laughing as she pop it off. So I'm on the other end cracking up because you gotta let her get it all out. And
I didn't know you was cracking up at me while I'm saying it. Go through it.
And well,
and I'm looking like that's it.
But I used to always tell people when you're a manager, you're a true boss, you don't have to argue with people. You know why? You really have the power unless you're wrong. And so one of the things that I thought was important is always to know when to back down to. I love that about my boss. When I would fight for my people, Lorraine sometimes wouldn't give in right away. I'll give her the weekend and she'll come back and she'll give in, but not give in, but she'll realize that it's no reason not to make that decision. Like, go ahead and make that decision. But a big part of it, outside of these guys, was understanding your finances, y'all. After you say, I'm going to give up my super six-figure job, and I also still have to pay taxes on that money that I made in 2022. I also have to keep providing for these animals that I have invested in. Because that was another thing that I think I did that was smart. I invested in most of these animals in 2018, 2019, and 2020. So now where eggs are hatching and everything like that, I have everything I need. So I'm in a position where I'm not having to put out any more money. And that the money that I start getting from the revenue from the snakes is actual income, because I actually have put out the expenses. So we can start count toward that cash flow now. We can start bringing money back in and see where we cash flow. So I'm positioned differently there. But I think the most important thing is that keeping in mind that everybody should live their dreams, and you need to assess what your dreams are. Most people in the reptile community, reptiles are a big part of their dreams. It's a natural thing. For you guys, and I said that to you guys, I encourage you, not, even what you carry, even when you said you want to leave, I'm not discouraging you from leaving. I always say that. You got to do what's best for you at the end of the day. But when I can see the potential of where you can go, and the same thing I say to you, Terrain, Ali, I say to you, y'all with a company, that if y'all can stay with your feet stuck in the sand, you can be positioned. I'm 49, retired, comfortably, got new cars and everything. I'm not stressing. You know what I mean? Like, we didn't lose anything, but we were positioned differently. It wouldn't be the best thing if you still have kids in daycare, maybe, unless you can find your dream and it involves the kids to be involved in things like that. Right. You have to assess your position. I think sometimes we try to compare this person doing it to this person doing it. Like, one of the things I hate to hear is people, saying like, other people are going to fail and things like that. That's not for other people to determine in any realm who if this person going to fail or this person not going to fail. You don't know what I got loaded or what that person got loaded in their playing book and their playbook. That's like telling somebody, y'all know I always like to go to the sports, that you put up your two best quarterbacks to each other. This one practiced, this one didn't. The one who didn't practice is going to fail. Well, sometimes it could be Tom Brady. Did he really need to practice? You know what I'm saying? Like, he knows like his capabilities. You only, you can get greater, but he knows his capabilities. And so I think that sometimes that we have to be conscious of when we associate ourselves with other people, the impact of our words. So my words to my team when I left y'all wasn't, I'm leaving. Don't worry about this. Forget the company. No, my biggest focus was y'all have to stay. Stay planted. Y'all big part of my partnership. Even when I'm gone, I need y'all to be great. And do what y'all need to do to get to a place that at some point, if you want to make these same decisions, that you could. Mm-hmm. And I'm so glad that you guys are still there. I'm so glad to hear, Ali, that. So Ali, you're the service manager at Briarwood?
Briarwood, yes.
Full circle.
How bad did Loxley cry?
What's that again?
How bad did Loxley cry?
Well, let's say that Ali actually cried. He shed some tears when he left. It was.
Because like I'm telling you, like, you made amazing change at Lighthouse, which we knew. Like, Loxley went like the dynamic of me and Ali, and we knew it was going to be a great thing. But now you're at Briarwood, full circle, which eventually we always said, Curry, that's what was going to eventually happen, right? So I'm happy for you. Are you staying on site?
Yes, I'm here on site. Yeah.
Okay. Have you been able to visit Sierra Leone recently?
No,
you went in April, didn't you?
April, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. Yeah, you did go in April. Are you still building?
Yes, I am still going.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. My friends went to Sierra Leone. They did this carnival there a couple months ago. I always say that's definitely a place, but I want to be on the beach. I told you that. When I come, I want to visit.
It's a good place to go. And I always want to go every year. But Miss Nicole, thank you for the opportunity for me to come back and serve you. Not
serve me, come back and save our souls, because man, I'm telling you, having you back was like I stopped going to Lighthouse. I ain't gotta go there. You gotta worry about that property.
And
The
the good thing is, even when it was time to transition and we was all having a breakdown, you know, everybody was hurt and we're like, oh, you just messing up the whole thing, you know. But he actually, like, you want people to grow. You do. You don't want to stop them, but you don't want to disrupt what you got going on when it's like you know, smooth, like everything is going how it's supposed to be going. But he one thing I would say is, even with the transition, we panicked a lot, like after he left, like, and that's being honest. I'm being honest. Like, we panicked a lot. But one thing I would say, that he also prepared the person that he, you know, when he left, he prepared Rohan. So that was
Rohan went back in. He went back in.
Prepared him, and to the point where he basically prepared him very well. So I would say that that's also a testament for him too, because yes, we panicked, but he also made sure that he did what he was supposed to do. So in the end, it kind of worked out where everybody, you know, everybody got blessed. Ali got blessed. Rohan got blessed. So it worked out, but it was tough.
I'm saying Rohan, he decided to do again, but though I think that has something to do. Like, leadership is everything. If you find the person who believes in you, then you can make anything possible. Because a lot of times, sometimes people want to take that link, that jump, and somebody says the wrong thing. Like, are you sure you're not going to be able to do this? Or I remember with one of the employees that we moved from Northampton into the other region, she was amazing. And she really much ran Northampton. And at that time, her manager had said, oh no, don't go over there because of X, Y, and Z to another region. I'm like, girl, you better go. It's a benefit. You want to grow. Sometimes people want to hold on to you so that they don't grow, you know, so they can grow. You know what I'm saying? You better go get your thing and go ahead and spread your wings. And she did. And it was in a, you know, a really good place. Terrain, I think that the timing for you was the worst because of the travel and everything.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. Yeah.
She's still going through it.
So I got a phone call. I had something. Because when you left, when we were on Rolling Road, what did I say? I got a car. I had a car. Left. Got a call. Okay, I had something. However, I'm like, for the opportunity to work with you again, because clearly, you know, I wasn't. It's us, because you did this to me a couple times.
Well, I mean, no, technically, the other time was just region to region.
But you left her. So
right. Thank you, Carrie. Give it to me. Let me have my moment. But even, you know, even being offered to come back to the company and say, you calling me and saying, hey, I got something, you know, with the AVP that it was, I'm like, oh, it's a no-brainer. I'll take the drive. I was asked by the regional that I had at the time, like, you're really going to leave? Like, you're really going to drive an hour? Like, that's going to just, you know, why would you do that? And, you know, for the opportunity for us to work together again, because I really do respect you. And when you say, like, I feel like, yes, you're a boss, but you're definitely a leader. So it's not even just like, I'm your boss and this is what, like, a leader actually helps people and is there for people. Do you know how many times that you stood up for, like, my team or just myself and just, like, things like you did help me grow, like, a lot in my property management career. So even from me being an assistant and interviewing with you, and you was like, you sure you want to come here? Take a minute.
Look, she was applying for the Willows initially. I had just took over that region. And I'm like, girl, this ain't Owens Mills.
But, you know, even having that, like, she was honest, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna think about it. I visited the property, I shopped the property, and I even called her, and I was like, and even me going from Owens Mills to Glen Burnie, I was like, yeah, it's not worth it. Like, it's not worth me driving out there. It's not, but it came back full circle because you ended up coming to Roll and Roll. You was there when I got my first property. Like you helped on board the whole situation, and you've always been that. So you've always been that, and that's I appreciate you for that. But yeah, I did drive all the way back, and you told me in the car. I'm driving in the car like, I missed the exit.
I think it was a rainy day or something too. You was like, I'm driving in this rain.
Yeah. I was like, it's raining. I didn't miss the exit. I gotta turn around. I'm driving even further. But all of that to say, I absolutely miss you. You have been amazing. I do respect you as a leader, as a person. And like I said before, I was like, I'm mad, but I can't be mad because you know what I mean? Like, so it's not like you were just like, all right, I'm gone. But it's like you're actually living your dream. And for you to actually have the opportunity to really live your dream and really like when you sat down with me and Carrie and was like, and we sitting there like,
like just stay.
You just can't just stay like, come on. And when you really broke it down and broke it down and said everything,
like, wait a minute, hold on, it's a mommy on the stage. Look, no, wait a minute. I leave. Y'all let Heather go get pregnant. I don't know what are we doing here.
She is though.
I didn't surprise.
It's on social media, but Kate.
I
started to say something on the post. I said, I'll wait till she come here.
Congratulations. I didn't know.
Congratulations. Thank you.
How are you, Mama?
I'm good.
I am so proud of you. I see you doing big things. So Heather was required to go to Harbor Place and follow my footsteps. You're doing a good job. I will tell you this. Heather is the first property manager that has gone there and the whole team hasn't called me and wonder if I ever wanted to step down again. They are so happy with you. They haven't had that type of leadership in a long time. So thank you.
I love them.
Yeah, thank you guys. I mean, for all that y'all do, like I said, everything that you do for the company still is very important. And I know days still get hard, and your direct leadership may not always be what you want it to be, but the Morgans care. And I would say that to anybody. I will say that over and over and over again. The people who name is on your paychecks, they care. And just know that they're always I think genuine, you know what I mean? And I think that one of the things I tried to show y'all is not to bite your tongue, because a lot of times people with positions have vice president positions and senior VP, and they afraid to be truthful to leadership. That's what we're hired for. I used to always say in a meeting, when everybody was wanting to say that thing that they didn't want to say it out loud, I'd be like, what are we here for? Like, if as a regional manager, I'm not coming to a meeting to tell you what my people honestly feel, you're paying me too much money to do nothing. Because that's really my job. They're doing all the work. Yes. Do I send y'all spreadsheets so I can tell you to watch out for this, look out for that? Yes. Look, this challenge is coming up. Do we forecast? Yes. Do we create budgets and all that stuff? Yes. But at the end of the day, those people go out there and implement that budget. Half of them crazy numbers, they have no choice over. But they go out there and they execute it. And for me, when I think back, and I say it over and over again, y'all, and it's just like I sit here in this room, every snake. Most of these snakes was purchased with quarterly bonus money. You know what I'm saying? Yearly bonus money.
During COVID.
You know what I'm saying?
You bought a lot of snakes.
Dude, COVID was insane. And, and just like, it was just
every
like
week.
An opportunity, like we're not traveling no more. Let me just go ahead and get what I need. But look, Curry, look how God works. I was prepared for that moment to say, fuck this.
The whole time, there was a plan.
Y'all, when I tell y'all, I ain't never been so like bold about something. Like it was just, and that's how I knew it was God. Like I sent it to you, Carrie. Carrie, I have no reservation. Like,
wow.
I agree though. I feel like that. I do feel like everything that happened led up to you to what you're doing now. And it was, I don't believe in coincidences. So I do believe even during the time when, you know, you was buying snakes left and right. I'm like, she bought another snake, y'all. She bought another snake. Joy, buying snake. All right, you know what I'm saying? But in the end, like to see it come to fruition and to see what came out of it, like when you actually look at the puzzle and how it fits together in the end, yeah, it was supposed to happen that way. And although we're hurt and, you know, we miss you and it's a lot, it's a lot for us to, you know, adjust to. I'm happier because I'm happier for the fact that it's meant for you. It was meant for you. It was meant, and this was literally this is destined for you. So, and you see it play out. And when you think back at all the scenarios and situations and how everything just kind of fit, it was meant for you. And it's actually inspiring because to see you, you know, the position that you held and what you did at that time, and then to see it come to you living your dream and see you make it happen. Like even when you sent me the pictures when T'Challa had laid the eggs, and this is like she got eggs. She got what? Like, you had just left 2 days ago. What you
like, what is so funny because Lisa was like, "Is she that old?" You gotta remember, T'Challa was the first retake, so she's 3. You know, like how fast that time went by, you know. But again, when you're passionate about something, right? And for guys who and everybody who's listening in the chat, when you're passionate about something, and this is something that I said the other day when my brother had said he was just so proud of me, my youngest brother. So my youngest brother is like the thorn in my side. Like you got to be perfect for him to say something positive. And he actually said, "Hey, Snuckster," he actually said that like he was so proud of what I was doing. Like when he saw T'Challa had the eggs, he was like, "Oh my God, like you really doing this, you good at this," and stuff like that. But you know, for them though, like my siblings, they grew up with me going through this process. You know what I mean? Like, so they know that the dream started so early. So they are way, you know, enthusiastic. They drove me crazy that last week of T'Challa's pregnancy. Like, did she have the babies yet? I said, look, I'm blocking all of y'all until she had the babies because y'all ain't gonna keep blowing my phone. My nieces from North Carolina calling me, "Auntie, she had the babies yet? Get off my phone. Like, get off my phone." So that's another thing. Like another big adjustment you make is like for my family, like my nieces and stuff like that. Financially, I would do a lot for people. Like when you're operating a business and you're in the position that we're in, like those days of just saying, "Oh yeah, here's a $1,500 check to help you pay this or that," that's over. So I made that clear. Stop asking me for money. I tell people I don't technically have a job. I operate a business. I'm bringing money in, not putting money out. I don't want to be helping nobody anymore. But you have to really have people to understand that. Legend said very hesitant on career change into what wife and I want to do. Yeah, like so for me, that was the thing. I remember talking to leadership, and they kept saying, "Well, what are you going to do? You going to work for another property management company?" I'm not quitting this job to go work for another property management company. No, I'm going to do my own business, run my dream. And even if I like say if I didn't want it to, I mean, because it's a fully operating business, but let's say if I didn't want to do that at that particular time, it still would be living my dream. But just so happened that I was positioned to let the dream and the business come together at the same time. It is so fulfilling, guys. So I said it to anybody, like, I feel like, Carrie, that situation catapulted me into making a decision that I probably should have been made or at least investigated. Because a big part of it is I don't think I ever would have asked to look at my partnership to that extent, right? If it wasn't for Laurel. That's
why I say everything is meant to be. I don't believe in coincidences. So I really honestly felt like all that preparation you had, and then you was to a point where you was prepared, and then the situation with Laurel happened because you wouldn't have made the decision if that had happened. So God was like, she gonna leave if this don't happen. So I'm going to take Laurel, move over here, because other than that, she's not gonna leave, right? You didn't even realize you was ready until you literally was like, all right, I'm out. And
that's it. Like until there was no question. And like even down to the day that y'all trying to bamboozle me to the dinner. So we go to this dinner, Ali, and we had a really good time. But the whole point of the dinner was to try to get me to come back.
It was an intervention.
And I was like, nope. They thought they had me drunk, and I was going to say yes. Nope.
Yeah. I remember Monica and Rihanna was like, so listen, y'all, we gonna tell her, like, this is what we going through, right? Before she sat down, y'all, it started like, Nicole, you have to come back. She didn't sit down right, but she ain't come back, and we let it go. But I mean, we'll miss you, but at the end of the day, I'm proud and I'm happy for you. And that's, and I hope to be like you one day where I can live my dream just like you.
Yeah, so Carrie's dream is going to be somewhere in the bushes.
Raising
medicinal medicines and saving and healing the world.
I'll be in the bushes.
I'm gonna come visit. Every time I see like the deep woods and water, I'm like, Carrie, this is
in a mountain by a waterfall, somewhere in the bushes. That's why I need to learn and like snakes. That's why I try my best. I look at you. I watch your videos. I take your tutorials. You teach me about the snakes, and I'm trying to learn because I know in the bushes I'm gonna encounter snakes. But I'm trying to appreciate your snakes. But I really honestly do appreciate the knowledge that you give about them because honestly, I would have never seen them the way you see them. I would have never even had a personality.
One of Carrie's daughter wanted snakes one day. So Carrie can
change my mind.
Yeah, that's important because a lot of people don't realize, and I shared this with Carrie, that special people like all of us reptile people have a special thing in our personality that draws us to the reptile. And you don't know what purpose that reptile serves until you grow older and then you get to see what it really suits for you, right? And so I was telling Carrie, don't deny her daughter because you don't know the why she's connected to that animal. It's a why. Because before that you see every day. So it's a why she's connected to that animal.
Yeah. I would have never, I promise you, never thought about. I told her no and I said it's probably until you shed some light on some of the all the information that you give, but a lot of that changed my perception about it. And I'm open now. I said that all the time. I said you changed my perception because honestly I would have denied it because I have a fear. That's my fear. I fear snakes, and she doesn't fear it, but I do. And I'm like, I'm your mother, and you're not getting a snake. But, the fact that you can see how you handle them and the fact that, I don't want to deny it because even with you said that when you was younger, you used to sneak out and go get snakes and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Like in the end, it came full circle anyway. So why even do that? So I'm definitely considering it. So I'll probably come to you for her first snake. One day. Not right now in my 4 more years. But you definitely changed my perception though. Yeah.
I agree. TJ said career changes are kind of scary. We did voluntary and involuntary kind of change. It worked out well for us. Now we get to build our business as well. I think it's the unknown, which I think is that one of the things that I realize now is how much money we really wasted. You know what I'm saying? Think about that. Like to remove a whole income and still, be comfortable, it was a lot of money wasted. So I think that's one of the biggest people fears. The biggest challenge, y'all, is the benefit side of it. So you have to figure that all out for you from a business perspective. That's the biggest part of the change, I think. But again, you prepare for that. And at the end of the day, I always say when you have money, you don't really need insurance, unless you're trying to do different things. You know what I'm saying? But think about it. So if most of us, and I hate to use this, but God forbid you die, you don't need a $20,000 insurance policy if you have $20,000 in the bank. You don't need $200,000 if you have $200,000 saved towards that. You need it because you don't have it, right? So you do have to think about those things. I think health insurance is a big one. because you don't know what health expense can happen. You don't know if you're going to break a finger or lose a hand, and that's two different spectrums. But there's things out there for business owners to invest in as well to still get those same benefits. So a lot of people get stuck and paralyzed in a dead-end job or a job that doesn't fulfill their soul anymore because they're afraid of what they lose from the form of benefit. Because at the end of the day, anybody can make money. Like I said, if all of this fail, I can still dance. So anybody can make money, but what you have to do to do it, or what you have to sacrifice to do it, would be the biggest issue. And for me, none of that was thought of, though. I just knew I was going to be all right. And that's what I'm telling you when you know it's God. When you have no second guess. The only hard part was that Monday, having to get in the car, drive around to these properties and tell these teams and the people who work for them. That was the only hard part. Everything else, I looked forward to. I remember being in Florida, counting down the days, telling Curry, just counting down the days. And I only extended my last few days because I had got COVID, and I wanted to make sure that I paid y'all last bonuses before I left. I made sure I did that.
Such a sacrifice. You stayed to give us a bonus. Bonus.
I told Carol and Sarah, Sarah emailed. Sarah said, you stayed so you can make sure you do that bonuses. I said, yep. So August 10th was my official last day, and I don't regret it. And I say to everybody in the chat and everybody on the panel, never regret living your dream, right? And some people dreams, like for a long time, my dream was to be a regional manager and make all of y'all get promoted and all the things that I've done. But I did a lot of that, right? So when I left, I could still look back and look at even all these different places and say, this person wouldn't be a regional manager if it wasn't for me. Multiple people, right, Serene? Multiple people wouldn't be a regional manager if Nicole Tisdale never hired them, or if Nicole Tisdale never trained them. Even if they don't tell you, there are people out there who never, in fact, other people doubted that they can do the job, and I believed in it.
Can I ask you a question though?
Uh-huh.
Because I think that for somebody like you who, I don't know, maybe, but did you always know that was your dream, or did it come like that? Was that something that? Okay.
Always knew. So about 5 years old, I knew that I wanted to live this kind of life. What wasn't in the plan is so soon. I didn't know that I would be prepared to do it before 50. My goal was, that's to tell about all the time. You got me into 55. Like even we would be in meetings and stuff like that. I'm like, I gotta put up with this shit until I'm 55. Like that was the joke. Like I will always say 55. I was out at 55. I was not working to 62, 67 or anything that SSI put on the paper. I'm not doing that. That wasn't going to be me. And I planned my life that way. Even now, like I invested most of the money that I have as a capital gain is reinvested. Not spent frivolously, is reinvested. So it can keep working for me. That's the story that America doesn't tell. Money is not supposed to be spent in order for you to create generational wealth. It's supposed to be reinvested, whether it's invested in snakes, whether it's invested in stocks. If I hit big in the stocks, for example, a portion of that, if I need it for something, great. But if I can find a greater investment, reinvest it. And that's the story to generational wealth. Because at the end of the day, at 50, you would have died. You ain't got another whole 50 years. You're lucky to get another 50 years. And if you do, great. But most people won't get that. Yes, planning and slow transition is best, but I'm aggressive in task. I put on my list and expect to thrive sooner than average. I definitely agree with that. Part of our structure when we would create goals and stuff like that was I never let my teams tell me what they couldn't do. Because if I knew that they could do, I would push them to do it. There were some things that just wouldn't be reasonable, and you don't go for that. But realistic goals, you can smash. And we used to have to do that all the time, which made our portfolio and the people right here and their team successful, is that they was able to crush goals. And I think that's very important. Hey, Kim. it's important to any success. Now, when you become your own business person, you manage it the same way. If y'all don't think I'm as aggressive with Lady T's Exotics as I was with Morgan Properties, you better believe I'm more aggressive with it. I'm more conscious of wasting the money and things like that. There is no bonuses to Lady T's Exotics. It's only what you're going to produce and what you're going to receive coming in as an income that's going to be beneficial to you, right? The other part is how far do you want it to go? You know, all of that you have to plan out now. What my next 5 years look like, I have to plan all of that out. So the fun part is I still get to be a financial manager. I still get to be a person who actually controls an asset to some degree, and that, you know, makes sense, my own personal assets. But I tell you that the leadership qualities, all the training that we've got through managing multi-million-dollar properties all help me to remain financially poised today. And the two tie together. Y'all tie into it. You know, if you think for one moment, if I ever blew up in one way, shape, or form, I'm not coming to the same people who made me successful to see if they want to take that ride with me. Those relationships matter. You know, I always said to Carrie, nothing you would touch would fail. Heather, Ali, like nothing you touch would fail. You know, and so therefore, if I'm going to be successful in anything, and if I grow, you're going to come back to those same people. But yeah, it's hilarious. No, someone asked me the other day, "You sure you still don't want to come back?" No. Like I appreciate the years. I appreciate the commitment. God, I appreciate the fun times. When I tell you, I look back at pictures and videos and laugh my butt off at some of the stuff that we got to do together, you know, as teams. It was absolutely amazing. But I will tell you that the only reason why I don't come to the properties is not because of y'all. I don't want other people to feel intimidated. You know what I mean? Because there are people who like that. Like if I just show up, they think I'm going to go. I ain't coming.
What you doing?
I don't call. I don't give y'all instruction. I don't give y'all direction. I don't do anything. We talk about what I'm doing. We talk about us. And I appreciate it too, because I know that had to be hard for y'all. I know it's hard for y'all because I said to y'all when I left, don't pick up the phone and call me. I'm done. Like when I leave here today, we was at Six Flags. When I leave here, don't call me. I'll be going to Florida and I'll be down there. When I be back, I'm done. And you guys really respected that. Like you don't call me, but let me know what problems are going on. Because you know, first of all, I can't solve them. I'm not your boss no more. And then the other part is that I left y'all, I feel self-sufficient enough. I don't think that now one person who works for me do not know the right and wrong thing to do, who they don't know how to knock the results out the park. We were gangster at that, you know, so therefore I left and I taught that. You know, I didn't teach y'all, I didn't keep y'all blind. My goals was to make all of y'all in my positions. Carrie, I always say that all the time. You need to take my place. You know, if they ever open this spot, you can do this. You know, Tareen, focus on this. You can do this. You know, my senior people, you were the people when I went out of the country that I left y'all in charge because I trusted y'all to be me when I was gone and hold it down. So again, I could not be in this spot if it wasn't for y'all. And I'm just so ever grateful. Ever. But, hey, Darlene. So I just wanted to say, first of all, Heather didn't get a chance to say anything. Heather, this is your moment.
I miss you, but everything is going good. Literally,
it's not the same.
Every day, especially at this site, is a reminder of you. And
right, because it's still my name is still with stuff.
I'm opening files. I'm like, okay, Nicole Tisdale, okay. But I mean, every day when I do make my choices, like you said, I just think back. I'm like, well, Nicole would have did this, and I even get that feedback from my team. I get the feedback from residents who still know you. So,
wait a minute, is Miss Bennett still there at 10-18-4?
No, she's not.
Okay, I was going to say because I used to get emails from her as a regional. I'm like, girl, I done told you I haven't been the property manager there for almost 10 years. And she would still email me. But they really enjoyed it. Tareen, what about you and your team?
Doing good. Just, again, Not the same, but you know,
How are you guys doing do the renovation?
we're still working on it. We
How
have
many units? Because December would have been, we should have been done. We should have been we should have been done by
no,
December. That was the
we
plan.
should have been done.
We went right back.
Done. Right. We should have been done. They put a halt on it. Of course, you know, with like appliances and everything. So, you know, we're sometimes at the mercy of our contractors. So we put a halt on it, but we're opening it back up. So we really only have 30 left to do.
Okay.
So that's not bad. It's not bad.
What about Briarwood? Did they ever kick off the new kitchens and baths?
Yes. Yes. So far, Miss Nicole, I really appreciate this. And I just wanted to say to you, good luck.
Thank you.
And thank you for everything you have done, not only to me. You believe in me, you believe in a lot of people.
Thank you.
And you actually, the way you treat the team at Morgan, I mean, with style and grace, and it's flourishing every day, and it's implanted in me, and I'm always gonna succeed. And I wish you the best.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for what you've done.
Thank you. That's
And
my expectation.
I personally miss you, and I'm still feeling like you are here with us. You know, so thank you so much, and God bless.
You're welcome. Thank you, Ali. I appreciate you so much. Always will. And like I said, you know, I don't bother you guys, but you're always in my heart. Like I said, I look at you every morning when I go to an incubator, when I go to a tub in the ball python room. I see you guys. Some days I just look, like I said, certain pictures that just make me bust out laughing. I was looking at the picture we took the day that Rayana lost that earpod at Mike's in the Water. And how literally, like, we were so drunk. Heather, you were one of them, like, you was about to go in the water. You were steaming down, and I'm like, oh my goodness.
That's our next date. We need to go to Mike's on our next date.
Yes, that's what we should do. Yeah. And actually, this is the season. We got to plan.
Yes.
So get with Rayana and see when
Right.
you can come out of hiding. Tell her I'm gonna cut her when I see her.
I'm gonna find her. I'm gonna find her for you.
I'm gonna cut her when I see her. But I absolutely wish you all the best too. I'm gonna, you guys know me. We ain't never failed at anything. I'll be very successful. I will always share the great parts of this with you guys. Some of you, you know, like personal, just text me, I'll reply. As long as it's not work related, I'll reply. Tareen, you have to get with a lawyer because she's gonna get us. But life is short, like I said, and you guys just have to stay focused, continue to be great. We all have life dreams and plans, but I wouldn't be able to do this if it wasn't for you guys. So thank you for spending this, what time is it? Hour and a half with me today. It's always good. Heather, you're gonna name the baby middle name Nicole. We're gonna name her Rihanna. Rihanna Nicole. No, I'm happy for you. And just pray that everything goes well. I'm really thinking about you. If you need anything, I'm not far from you. So, I can just and even then riding past Harbor Place, it'd be so many days I just want to walk in there. I'm like, nah, I ain't gonna do it. But if you ever need me for anything, I'm here. Tareen, you already know. And then Carrie, I think I talked to Carrie like the most because she's the one who can get y'all together the quickest or get a message out for me the quickest for everybody. But I'm doing well. Carrie, y'all didn't get pocketbooks. I'm gonna make sure that y'all get pocketbooks.
No,
y'all should have told me. We would not have messed up.
You know what I want? I want my date. I want my date. Okay? I want my date. That's all I want.
All right, so y'all got to
outside in the springtime. So Mike's outside, nice date. That's all I want. I want to.
Y'all gotta plan it. Well, March, we get nice days in March too.
Yes.
So we can get March or April. So plan it. Try to get, as
I'm gonna try to pull round out the hole somewhere. I'm gonna try to find
Yeah.
But that's all I want a pocketbook. Or you come back, but you're not gonna come back. So
I get your pocketbook though. So
I think
I do want you guys, y'all can share this with your teams, but please, just when you go back to your sites or you see the other managers and everything, tell everybody I said I love them. I look at them every single day. They are part of this ride with me as well. Carrie, I actually decided that the next set of ball python eggs I'm naming after y'all. So everybody gonna get a ball python named after them.
That is so cute. Can I see mine?
Yes, I'm gonna pick them up by personalities. So Carrie, yours gonna come out the edge, strike it.
And name one Bob. You have to name one Bob.
Oh my God. I appreciate you so much. To everybody in the chat, the whole point of this was to definitely tell you the process of how I got to where I am in the ball python community after 32 years. While y'all just started seeing me in the last 2 or 3 years, I'll say 3 years visibly, but this last year, it has been really, really hardcore because I went to it full time. Grateful to these people for allowing me to do it. As well. Shout out to our sponsor, and we're going to make sure that we take care of that. GP Snakes is our sponsor. And remember, anyone, if you're interested in sponsoring, we have custom packages. You can let me know. You don't have to, the sponsorships are not just Reptile related. There are people who have business outside of Reptiles. You can use the platform to help you through your sponsorships. It's different packages. But we want to make sure that we take care of our sponsor right now.
The sponsor of this episode is Gershon of GP Snakes. Gershon is a ball python breeder, and he is an awesome advocate for a sense of community in the ball python hobby. I am a lucky and honored customer of Gershon's, where I purchased these beautiful clown hat albinos. Gershon is the host of Under 1,000 Pod that airs every Friday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Next up, that airs every second Thursday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. And he also does Grow Out that airs 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, the last Thursday of every month. He's very busy. You can find him on all platforms, including YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Thank you, Gershon, for all that you do for the community. Follow Gershon, and definitely, if you're looking for some awesome animals, look him up on Morph Market as well.
All right. So, guys, again, thank you all for attending this episode. For those of you who missed it, you can watch the replay. Again, just remember, live your dreams. This ball python hobby and this snake breeding is not always easy, but if you position yourself to be comfortable coming in, you don't have to overpress the income stream. You can kind of take your time, plan it out, and become fruitful in it when the time is right for you. But I can tell you that for me, for these people, I'm sorry, I don't know how that got hit. It had not been for these people, I wouldn't be here today. These are the people who made it possible for me. I did not make this dream come true by myself, but I'm always going to be here to support your dreams. So make sure you keep sharing them. You keep doing your thing. Tell all the families. Tell Skylar I said happy birthday. Happy belated birthday with her fly self.
I will.
Okay. With our fly self, I appreciate all of you. Ali, continue to take care of your family here in the Sierra Leone. Carrie, I'll be seeing you. You know what else we gotta do before we do Mike's? We gotta do the place in Laurel, the Jamaican place, the reggae place.
Oh, you want to go to
Mad Cow.
Yeah. So we gotta do Mad Cow.
Okay.
And I know, unfortunately,
but it gotta be a nice day.
You can't drink and stuff like that because you're with child, but you can come eat. Pregnant people eat.
Yeah, I will come eat.
Love you all. Y'all hang out in the background. Everybody in this who's still in the chat. Have a wonderful weekend and see you on Monday for 2 Tunes in a podcast. Bye-bye.